The Wilfrid Laurier University Students' Union represents undergraduate students at both campuses of Wilfrid Laurier University in Waterloo, Ontario and Brantford, Ontario, Canada. It operates the Fred Nichols Campus Centre in Waterloo as well as the Students' Centre on Laurier's Brantford campus. Wilfrid Laurier University Students' Union's arms, supporters, flag and badge are registered with the Canadian Heraldic Authority on January 15, 2003. Governance. The Wilfrid Laurier University Students' Union is governed by a board of directors made up of 12 directors who are elected at large by the undergraduate student body. The Students' Union has adopted policy governance as a guide for its governance structure, which has led to many recent changes. For instance, the president and vice president, university affairs no longer serve as members of the board. However, the president, all vice presidents, and all associate vice presidents attend meetings of the board for informational purposes. The management team is composed of the president and CEO, elected, the vice presidents, hired, the associate vice presidents, hired, as well as the chair of the board and CGO, elected, who represents the board of directors on the team. The chair of the board is elected by the incoming board of directors following the annual general meeting, AGM, of the corporation in early February. The role serves to liaise between the day-to-day organization and the directors as well as greater community surrounding their university. The chair, as Chief Governance Officer, the President, as Chief Executive Officer, and the Executive Director, as Chief Operating Officer, are the sole officers of the Wilfrid Laurier University Students' Union. The current chair of the board and Chief Governance Officer is Nick D. Summer. Management structure. President and CEO. The President's Department is responsible for the oversight of the entire organization. The President directly manages, supervises, and delegates to the members of the management team. The President is responsible for operating the organization in a manner that is in line with the policies by the Board of Directors and ultimately for meeting the ends prescribed by the Board of Directors. The President oversees all of the Vice Presidents. They are the Vice President, University Affairs, Vice President, Programming and Services, Waterloo, Vice President, Programming and Services, Brantford, Vice President, Finance and Administration, and the Vice President, Clubs and Associations. The President also oversees the Executive Director and CO. The President and CEO is overseen by the Board of Directors. The current President and Chief Executive Officer is Tyler Van Hertzler. Finance and Administration Department. The Vice President, Finance and Administration, is responsible for overseeing the recruitment, hiring, training, and appreciation of staff and volunteers involved in the Students' Union. They are also responsible for all of the financial aspects of the Wilfrid Laurier University Students' Union. All human resources and finances are overseen by the VP, FA, with the aid of full-time staff members and an assistant vice president. The VP, Finance and Administration, hires an associate vice president, Finance and Administration, for the Brantford campus, who looks after the human resources and finances of the Students' Union on the Brantford campus. The VP, FA, is responsible for overseeing the hiring and recruitment committee. They act as a support for all departments within the Students' Union. The current Vice President, Finance and Administration, is Marley Wildish. Club and Associations Department. The Vice President, Clubs and Associations, is responsible for overseeing the Students' Union's clubs and activities department. They oversee one associate vice president as well as several volunteer coordinators, with over 120 clubs and faculty associations. The VP, CNA, hires the associate vice president, Campus clubs and associations, which oversees the campus clubs and associations on the Brantford campus. The department has multiple clubs and associations under them, including the Lazaridis Student Society, LASSOC, Arts Undergraduate Society, AUS, and the Faculty of Science Students Association, FOSSA. The current vice president, clubs and associations, is Kelsey Jenkins. Programming and Services Department. The two vice president, Programming and Services, are responsible for the overseeing the Students' Union's Programming and Services Department on both campuses. The Services Department has the largest volunteer base, with hundreds of students devoting time and effort to the 7 services offered by the Students' Union. The two vice presidents hire their coordinators to run the programming and service committees on both campuses. They also both hire an orientation and transition coordinator for their respective campus, who is in charge of planning and executing Orientation Week on their campus. The current vice president, Programming and Services, Waterloo, is Kimberly Hutchings. The current vice president, Programming and Services, Brantford, is Karina Ortman-Gerlings. University Affairs Department. The Vice President, University Affairs, is responsible for overseeing the University Affairs Department and represents the Students' Union on their provincial lobbying affiliate, the Ontario Undergraduate Student Alliance. They oversee 2 Associate Vice President, University Affairs, one for each campus, with the implementation of the 2 Associate Vice Presidents. The Vice President, University Affairs, no longer manages volunteers on either campus, and focuses on the municipal, provincial, federal and institutional lobbying efforts of the organization. The current Vice President, University Affairs, is Colin Aitchison. He also sits on the steering committee of the Ontario Undergraduate Student Alliance. Membership. All undergraduate students at Laurier are part of the Wilfrid Laurier University Students' Union. Waterloo has approximately 15,000 students and Brantford has approximately 3,000. Each registered undergraduate student of Wilfrid Laurier University pays an obligatory fee to the Students' Union at the beginning of every school year, which funds the operation of the Students' Union, programs, business operations and campus clubs. Waterloo Campus. The Fred Nichols Campus Centre is home to the Wilfrid Laurier University Students' Union in Waterloo. The FNCC is a 4-story building found in the middle of the Waterloo campus. It includes all of the businesses and services that are provided by the Students' Union. All businesses are owned and operated by the undergraduate students at Wilfrid Laurier University. Businesses include the Turret nightclub and Wilf's restaurant and bar. The Students' Union is the landlord for the Terrace food court, which includes Harvey's Pizza, Smokes Patinery, Extreme, Pitta, Union Market, Williams Coffee Pub Express, Bento Sushi, Mr. Sub. It also is the landlord for the privately operated International News convenience store. Brantford Campus. The Student Centre is home to the Brantford operations. The building houses the offices for the staff members there, a workspace, office space for foot patrol, the Student Affairs Coordinator, a multi-purpose room, and a large lounge open to all students. The building also houses Student Affairs for the Brantford campus, including Director of Student Affairs Office, One Card Service, Accessible Learning, Counseling Services, Health Services, Career Centre, Aboriginal Services and Student Affairs. The Brantford campus is also home to the student-owned and operated Williams Coffee Pub and Golden Grounds Coffee Kiosk, located in the heart of Brantford's downtown. External representation. The Wilfrid Laurier University Students' Union is a founding member of the Ontario Undergraduate Student Alliance. Federally, The Students' Union helped found the Canadian Alliance of Student Associations in 1995. As of 2013, the Students' Union has withdrawn their membership from the Canadian Alliance of Student Associations and has created their own federal lobbying initiatives under the guidance of their Vice President, University Affairs, with support from their Director, Policy Research and Advocacy. See also List of Ontario Students' Associations. Wilfrid Laurier University Students' Union website. Wilfrid Laurier University website.